Listen, the biggest myth that we keep hearing is that Israel is a foreign or European colonist project, that the Jews came from outside of Palestine, this territory that had been known as Palestine, and came and stole the land from the Arabs. This, I think, is by far the biggest myth. It disregards that there has been a continual presence of Jewish people in the land for over 3,500 years, and there are miles of archaeological evidence to support it. So there has been a continual presence of Jewish people in the land now for centuries. It also disregards that there was never an independent Palestinian state to begin with. Okay, it was a territory of the former Turkish Ottoman Empire. And so there is plenty of room there for the existence of a Jewish state and an Arab state. And the UN, the United Nations in 1947, voted on that very subject, that very topic, and they voted for the existence of a Jewish state and Arab state. Okay, so legally, the Jews have a right to their own state, and they fought for that right when the Arabs decided in 1948 to attempt to completely annihilate the Jewish people, which was a genocidal war. That was their intent, to completely annihilate, to commit, if you will, a second Holocaust. Okay, so I think that's one of the biggest myths that needs to be dispelled. The other one is that Israel is trying to commit ethnic cleansing. Well, listen, again, I think it should be understood. 20% of Israel's population is Arab. And that population has been steadily growing since Israel became a state in 1948. And so, in fact, not only within Israel itself, but in the disputed territories, the Palestinian territories, that population has been growing. So how is that ethnic cleansing? How is that, as many people have said, which is another myth, that Israel is committing genocide? Listen, within days, within weeks of October 7th, Israel was being accused of committing genocide against the Palestinians in Gaza. But where's the evidence for that? There is no evidence for it. But people believe these lies. When you get enough people who are repeating a lie, they're going to oftentimes believe it, especially if it's coming from a voice that they respect. And so that's a great myth. How about the apartheid accusation? That's a complete myth. Like I said, 20% of Israel's population is Arab, who have voting rights, who can get any job that they want if they're qualified for it. In fact, they're not even required to serve in the military as the Jews are. And so that's a complete lie and accusation. And so I think some of those are the biggest. And I just think this is why it's so important that we get ourselves educated, that we're listening to voices of reason, that we are reading the right books, not listening to voices like Al Jazeera, who claims to be a news agency or whatever it may be. We just need to make sure that we are getting facts and that we don't jump too quickly to conclusions just because someone on social media or even someone in the mainstream media says something to be true.